The wreck in Grapevine, a 7,000 square foot fitness center, bright and shiny on the outside. But inside, investigators say something terrible happened. According to an arrest warrant affidavit, a 10-year-old boy told police 25-year-old Chancellor Hill sexually assaulted him repeatedly over the course of 6 months. That the 6'4", 260-pound man trapped him in a bathroom and assaulted him 2 to 3 times a week. The allegations came as a surprise to rec members like Carol Jones.
It makes me sick.
Investigators say the abuse ended when Hill told rec employees what he'd done and also confessed to police, leading to his arrest in October. That same month, police arrested Hill for indecent exposure at C.J. Hutchins Park near a children's playground, though police say no kids were there when that happened. Police arrested Hill again in December after a student at Silver Lake Elementary School told police Hill showed him a picture of his genitals on a cell phone back in April of 2018.
We'd investigated the case at the time, and the father of the child did not want to press charges and didn't want his child to be interviewed. And in light of this new case, that parent changed their mind.
But despite all of that, Hill made bail 3 times and is back in the neighborhood.
That is concerning because there's children everywhere we go.
Grapevine police say while Hill awaits trial, he's not allowed to be at the rec, the library, the convention center, or any school.
The goal there is to make sure that he's not around children right now.
Police urge parents to be extra vigilant.
Take precautions, know where your kids are, and make sure that they have an open conversation. So if something does happen, that they can reach out to someone that they trust.
In Grapevine, I'm Eric Alvarez.
After learning this segment was scheduled to air on WFAA, the Department of Parks and Recreation, which oversees the wreck in Grapevine, said it created new policies, added protection and entrances and exits.